Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me again here on Lindsay's Simply Living. So today what I'd like to do is take you through my bullet journal. So a bullet journal is just a blank journal that allows you to write in the journal in creative ways yourself and set up your goals and aspirations for the year in a way that is fun and creative and completely customizable. So one of my personal goals for 2019 is to make sure that I journal diligently and also make sure that I'm disconnecting from technology a bit. So the two kind of go hand in hand. So come along with me and I'll take you through my journal. So this is the beautiful Celtic design embossed journal that my husband gave me a few years ago. I did try previously to do some journaling in here, but I kind of forgot about it and didn't really stick with it. So because one of my other goals for the year is to be frugal and to save money, what I did was I upcycled this journal. So I tore out the pages that I had written on. There was only a few of them, and tried to upcycle this journal. So what I did was I ripped out those pages. I put a little design on here. I had some envelopes with some cool designs. I had some stickers of Alberta that I wanted to add into here. There's some tape so that the binding stays secure. And then all I did was just draw 2019 goals and progress. That's the most important thing for me. It's not just achieving all my goals, it's seeing some progress. So one of the things that you'll notice with my journal is it's completely freehand. It's kind of dorky and kind of fun, but it's my personality on a page. I'm not really rigid. I'm not going to pull out a ruler and start, making sure all the lines and things are straight. It's just not who I am. If that's what you like and if that's what you prefer, you go for it. But I'm really more into just having fun and being creative. And if I want to write in my journal, I want it to be as enjoyable and stress-free as possible. So that's why I'm not being so anal about the neatness and whatnot. But I have some pretty good cursive here. I like to practice some of my handwriting. It's actually quite difficult for me because I'm left-handed. So even though it looks pretty nice, it's not done without real suffering. So we'll come to the second page here. Okay, so my big goal for the year is to lose weight. So when I made this journal a few days ago, I was at 275. I don't think I'm there anymore. Thank you, Christmas. But I'm hoping that by the 1st, I'm back down around 275. So all I did was just wrote down a whole bunch of numbers in different colors and wrote the boxes around the numbers. And you can see I have my goal here. This is another mini goal up here, the 200 pounds. And one of the things that I probably should write on here is that my highest weight was actually 360. So I'm already 85 pounds down, which is awesome. So I also have a little bit of encouragement here. You can do it. And I've been eating really healthfully, and I'm confident that I can at least make some progress. So that comes back to this page here. Yes, I have my goals, but I'm also really focused on the progress. Every day is an opportunity for me to improve and to better myself. So page 2. Okay. This is another big goal for me. So right now I have just over $21,000 remaining on my student loan. I started at over $100,000, so I am making progress, but we want to buy a house eventually. So my goal for this year is to pay off my loan in its entirety. I currently make, my minimum payment is about $1,000, and I'm currently making about $500 extra payments every month, but I also have several extra checks throughout the year that I want to whack on it. And then any extra money I'm able to save from my regular weekly budget, I'm going to plop on my loan, which is what I've been doing thus far. So my original amortization period was 15 years. And if I follow this plan, I'll have it paid off in 8. So I'm really excited about that. And all I did was just drew kind of quasi dollar bills. I didn't get any of the Lauriers or anything like that on here, but you can tell that it is kind of a dollar bill. So I wrote the different milestones here for how much, and I did it in $1,000 increments because it's the easiest way for me to track. And then, yay, I hit the $0 amount, so that's my ultimate goal. So this next page is a goal that I have to read at least one book per month. So my background is in English and creative writing, and I actually have published a novel, shameless plug. My book is called 7 Springs by Lindsay Shane, and it's available worldwide on Amazon. But through my degree, I've literally read hundreds and hundreds of books. I think most courses that I took, you had to read between 6 and 10 books per course per semester. So that was a lot of reading. So with my book and all of the research and everything that I was doing, I tended to read a lot more nonfiction. So this set of goals is to read more fiction books, particularly in the genre that I write in, like historical time periods, some historical fiction and that sort of thing. So I just listed out the 12 books that I want to read. I try to draw little books here that I can just check off once I've read that specific book. I try to write in pretty cursive throughout, just to make it nice for me to look at. And yeah, that's one of my major goals for the year. So the next page is the January goals. So this is my first full page for the month. So what I plan on doing is for every month having one bifold with all my goals for the month, and then on the weekly goals it'll be a bit further broken down. So you can see here I wrote a little bit differently, had a more kind of up and down cursive, drew a little snowflake, and broke down some activities here. So in this column here, I have what I have allotted for my spending money for the month. And I say it's spending money, but that's for my non-fixed expenses. So cat food, groceries, any entertainment, eating out, stuff like that. So there's 5 weeks in the month. So I've given myself $1,000. So every week, if there's any carryover, I'll put that carryover into this column. And then by the end of the month, if I haven't spent that carryover, then I'll plop that onto my loan. So that's kind of how I work my budgeting there. As you can see, the lines are crooked, the writing's not super neat. I've made mistakes and just, fixed them up and things like that. So try to go easy on yourself. This is supposed to be a fun activity. So I also have listed here some fitness goals for myself. So these again are part of my monthly goals. So if you look here, I want to go swimming. Once, if I can make it to the pool once, put myself into a bathing suit and get in the pool once during January, I will be very pleased with myself. So I also want to walk around West Edmonton Mall. So that takes about an hour to do one full loop. So I want to do that. I want to take a walk in the winter at some point this month. And we also have an elliptical machine that I don't use really ever, but we have it in the house and I'd like to use it more. So my goal for January is to use it at least 5 times. And I've left space for myself too. So if I go swimming once and it's not so bad, then I can put another square here and make another mini goal for myself. Minimalism is also a big thing that I'm going to be working on. We've been working on it for a couple years now, just trying to streamline our lives and make sure that we're only really keeping things around that are really useful in our day-to-day life, or things that we really love. So I've outlined the different rooms in my house, and once I've gone through one room, then I can check that off or highlight it or cross it out. I haven't decided yet. Here we have different hearts that I've created for each sermon I would like to watch with my husband this month. So for every sermon we watch, I'll cross off a heart, and that'll just be one of my favorite activities for the month. This is a great big goal for me. Okay, I want to make sure I got an iPhone 8 in the spring, and it has been attached to me for the last 8 months. I am really trying to get off of the phone. It's amazing. I love it, but I need to disconnect once in a while. So I want to make sure that I have at least 5 hours of tech-free time each week. So that's one of my goals. I also watched a YouTuber who had this great idea of, if you're not financially secure enough to go on a trip, or if you don't feel like spending money on going on a trip, try going on a virtual travel. So I chose the country of Poland. That's my family's ancestral homeland, and I'd love to learn more about that country. So what I've done here is just outlined that I want Poland to be my travel destination. So the idea is that you can go on YouTube and watch other people giving tours of the area. You can watch videos of people that actually live there giving tours or talking about their country. You can even start to learn some of the basic language. You can watch movies from that country, listen to radio or podcast music from that country. So just kind of immerse yourself in that particular location just to get a better sense of different areas, different customs around the world without having to spend any money. This is also a great way to engage with your library as well. So just, it doesn't all have to be online. You can go out, go to the library with your family, make this an activity for the group of you. Another thing that I'm going to be trying to do is, it says here, learn a simple song on the guitar. So that was my goal, but over my Christmas holidays, I've been trying to practice the guitar, and I've tried to do this a number of times, and I just don't have an affinity for the instrument. I love listening to it. I'm in awe of people that can do it, but it's just not something that my body and my fingers can do. So I'm gonna scratch that out and put piano. And I ordered a piano today from Amazon, and it's just like $100 keyboard for beginners. The keys light up and stuff, and that is my main goal, not just for the month, but for the year. I'd really like to get to a point where I can start writing songs and playing simple hymns and things like that. So that's it for my big January goals. And now we get to the part where I am on a more granular level doing the week by week. So I've decided that I'm only gonna write out my weeks on Sundays, and I'm not going to fill up the whole book with my entire year. I'd like to do it as I go, because there may be different goals that come along throughout the year that I'd like to include, or things that I've accomplished that I don't need to track anymore. So as you can see here, just simple handwriting. I drew a little daisy. I don't know why daisies were kind of the theme. It's probably because it's the only thing I can draw. But you can see here I've kind of delineated the page with little swirlies and little dashes and stuff, just to make it appealing for me. Use different colors, really simple drawings, nothing really complicated. It's all like elementary school style writing. So one of my major goals is to get up at 5 a.m. So I already get up at 5:20, so it's not that big of a stretch, but I'd really like to try to make that consistent. I also would like to do meditation in the morning. So aside from prayer, I'd also just like to ground myself in positivity and kind of outline how my day is going to go and my hopes and aspirations for the day, and really just clear my mind. So that's a morning meditation that I'd like to get into. I'd also like to read the Bible and reflect every day. So whether that's through devotions or choosing a passage and just reading it and reflecting upon it, praying upon it, I'd like to get into that routine. This is another thing that has changed over the last couple of days. So it says stuck to AIP 100%. So AIP is the autoimmune paleo protocol. I'm currently paleo and it's going really well. So I think I'm just going to stick with what I'm doing. I don't want to put any unnecessary stress on myself, especially when something isn't broke, why fix it? I know it has anecdotal evidence that it's really beneficial for people with autoimmune disease, but I think I just want to really get a handle on the paleo before I make any other additional changes. So I think I'm probably gonna cross that one out. But I also want to do 3 loops daily. So this is 3 loops around my work, and loops are just essentially walking around the block, but on the inside of the building. It takes about 10 minutes to do 3 loops. So it's just a way for me to get up and out of my chair. I also want to stop smoking. So that's another big goal of mine. I don't smoke very much, but it's a bad habit and I want to stop. Again, practice guitar for 15 minutes. That's going to change to piano. And I want to do it at least 5 times per week. I also want to do some basic weight training. So right now I do some of the simpler body weight exercises, like the stuff that I have on my channel already, some of the calisthenics. But this coming month, I'd like to add 2-pound weights and then do my 3 circuits in each of the areas. And that's going to set me up for February, when I'm hopefully going to bump it up to 5 pounds. I'd also like to do prayer every day and really work on my relationship with Jesus. And I'd also like to do a yoga flow every day. I have a couple yoga flows on my channel if you want to see the type of things that I do. They're very accessible and designed for people that have mobility issues. So if you're looking for an easy workout, that would be a good thing for you. And finally, I'm just going to zoom in here on gratitude. So as you can see, I just really tried to do a nice cursive and had some daisies that I highlighted with yellow. And on this page, what I'm planning on doing is anytime something touches my heart or anything that I'm grateful for, any conversations I have with Jesus, I just want to log them here. So if I'm having a rough time or if I want to just reflect on the past year, I can come back to this page and see all of the things that I'm truly grateful for. So this is just an idea of the type of thing I'm planning on doing with my weekly and monthly journal. And I hope this gives you some ideas of how you can use journaling to help improve your day-to-day life. So that was just a journey through my personal journal, and I hope just getting an idea of how I set up my goals by year, by month, and by week gives you an idea of how you can set your own goals and kind of the fun that you can have with creating your different images and using different colors and how you want to track your different accomplishments throughout the year. So thank you for joining me again here on Lindsay's Simply Living, taking steps every day towards health and wellness. If you enjoy my video, please click like and subscribe and share with your friends and family. I hope to see you again soon, and take care.